Oi, oi, straight from the mountains in Japan, we've got hole poly tools from FUJIYA. These are the Kurokin version, so all of them are black and looking beautiful. Let's check these out. So FUJIYA, it's a Japanese company, started in 1923. And these are made in Japan. I'm hoping that the steel is made in Japan. I tried to look that up, but I couldn't find much on where they actually source their steel. We do know that Japanese steel is up there with some of the best. All you have to do is look at a pair of pliers like your marbles to know how good it is. First up, we'll look at the pliers, part number 3020N-225BG. The 225 on here, usually that would correspond with the length of your pliers, but on these ones, it actually doesn't. So I'm not sure why. They're actually about 230 mil long. So a bit unusual, but these are 230 mil long. You can see that instead of crimpers, this is the first time I've ever seen it, you have a threaded rod rimmer. So you can clean off and basically file down your threaded rod for use. You can also see down the end here that we have the attachment for the tether or the harness. When you're up in heights and you drop it, you're not going to lose it and it's not going to fall on anyone. We'll go for a cut. I have to say that these aren't the best cutting pliers. It's an average cut. It's not too bad. I would not say these feel like high leverage. Any other high leverage pliers that I've used have a lot nicer cut, and you can really hear it normally. You can hear that click. But realistically, it's not too bad. I don't think I could use these full time. I did use these for a few days on site, but couldn't go much longer than that. When it comes to the overall feel of the pliers, they do feel fantastic. I did have to oil them up when I first got them. I usually use the 3-in-1 oil on all my tools to loosen them up, and you can see that you've got the drop. I like the looser pliers, definitely. And when it comes to the overall feel, they feel fantastic. So when it comes to stripping, they're really nice. No complaints there. The head, if we can have a look, you've got maybe a mil there where it's not touching. So you'll find certain pliers, they'll either fully touch or have a couple of mil. I know some of the pliers out there have a really big distance, which I don't really like. So these ones are able to get your finer cables and grasp them. As you can see, really nice feel. It just comes down to that cut. I don't know how you guys feel, but I like to have that sound, that feeling. It's just not as sharp as some of those other high leverage pliers. Surely I'm not the only one. Let me know. Next, we'll look at the side cutters. These are 700N-200BG. So once again, the 200 doesn't mean 200 mil long. These are almost, they're just past 220 mil. It's probably 222. And once again, you've got the same attachment at the end for your tether, and these do actually have a crimp. How many people have seen crimps on side cutters? It's quite strange, but it's great to have it on that, because if you are carrying these ones around, obviously all you've got is that threader there. Once again, in that beautiful black color, just look at the steel. You've got to admire how good these look. That is one of the best things about them. So we'll go through the cut, and I'll tell you guys, this is 2.5 twin and earth TPS, sort of like your Romex over in the US, but I think it's a little bit different. So we'll go for a cut. It's roughly the same. It's really not too bad actually with these. These aren't too bad. Still not as good as some of your high leverage cutters out there, but still, I think that feels a little bit better than the pliers. Then we got the adjustable wrench. So part number FGL38BG. Check out this. It's not just an adjustable wrench. You've got a couple of sockets down here, and you've also got the ratcheting socket here. The straight jaw opens up to 38 mil. You can see you've got these gold highlights. They look fantastic. You've then got a 10 and a 13 mil socket. And then at the end, this is a 17 mil ratchet wrench. How good is that? Absolute weapon. Now we get to the big boys, the Conduit cutters, part number FP60-BG. So these actually do correspond with that number. That is the size of conduit that you can cut with these. So 60 mil. So I haven't actually even tried it on 60mm yet. I've only done it on 20 and 25, which is sliced through that. So let's give it a go. All right, first cut. Let's go. This is a bit of 50mm. I couldn't get any 60, just PVC. Where are we? Just a bit of PVC. No idea how this is gonna go with this. So let's give it a shot. We'll give it a bit of a score. It doesn't look like these are gonna go straight in. There we go. So it's definitely not too bad. It's better than what I'm used to at work. Usually I'm only using smaller ones, which can only go up to 43mm. I'm pretty sure you can't even get it onto some 50mm. So this is 50mm. And it'll definitely come in handy if I'm doing any work with that. There we go, getting the knack of it now. You've definitely got to score it. So if you're chasing something that's going to go through like butter, may not be your choice. There we go. Beautiful. So there you go. FUJIYA conduit cutters. Last of the tools, but not last of all the gear. I've got one more thing to come up. These are the FUJIYA cable strippers. Part number FVA101BG. These are pretty damn cool. As you can see, they look fantastic. They feel fantastic. They've got that sort of weight and that mechanical sort of feeling. I don't know if you know what I mean. Let me know if you know that feeling. But it just feels right in your hand. Really nice. And I have been using them for the past couple of months at work. They have been fantastic and they definitely have helped me in a few situations. So let's have a close look at these beauties. As you can see, there's lots to look at. And if you don't know what's going on, it's hard to really tell what they even are. Let's look at the front there. So your TPS, your normal cable that I use, fits in that hole. That takes off the outer sheath, and this one here takes off the inner sheath off the 3 cables. So when I pull the handles, obviously crimps down, and this part pulls, which is pretty cool. So I'll show you on a bit of cable. Throw it into there, just like so, and when you pull it, it's very easy. Very easy. Let me know who's using cable strippers. Would you be able to utilize these at work or not? I've never been a cable stripper sort of guy. But let's go for the inner insulation. Beautiful. Nice clean strip, nice clean cuts. And I'll show you what I can do as well. I've worked this out. If you need a little bit more on your inner, pull that off, throw that in there. Say you want a little bit more, I just get to about there and press it again, and it pushes it further off, so I can then twist it and terminate it. So obviously, if you know my content and you know how I strip cables, usually I am just using pliers. I just don't bother carrying around any strippers or knives to get rid of the insulation off my cabling. I've always just used pliers. Most people in Australia, they just use pliers. Never been a stripper sort of guy. But I figured I would start using this a lot more. And what I have found is, in some circumstances, they have really paid off. So at the moment, we are doing a lot of fit off at work. We're doing room after room after room, a hotel, 280 rooms. So a lot of fitting off, a lot of the same sort of fitting off. So one of the lights that we've got to get to, I have to stand on a single step and sort of lean over a sink and reach up. I have to strip the cables. I've got to terminate the cables into a light fitting. And we only have probably 50mm to play with. We've got to strip it back to get it in there. So let's say, I think it's roughly a bit over 2 meters high. So let's say 2.1, 2.2 meters high, a little bit higher than myself. I'm up on a stool, I'm leaning over, and I'm trying to get my pliers. So let's say I've got my pair of pliers. I'm trying to get up there and terminate. I'm trying to strip. I'm trying not to damage the wall. So that's where these came in, where I can literally lean up. I can pull that off, and then I can strip my inner. It's that easy. It's seriously that easy. Next up is their pliers pouch. And I gotta tell you what, for a little pouch, I've absolutely loved it. A lot of you will know that I like the smaller pouches. I've been using the MP1 for quite a while. That was my go-to. I like going smaller. It just means I have to utilize my tools a little bit better and cut down. And this pouch has mainly been for fit off, which I've been doing for quite a few months now, which is why it's come in handy. The part number is PS72BG and it is made of a PVC vinyl. You can see it's got all those gold features. Makes it look fantastic. I've just been putting my pant belt through there, nothing too fancy. I'll show you how I've been setting it up. I just have a Klein Tools knife in there. I've got my NWS pliers, which are my go-to at the moment. And then 2 Klein Tools slim line screwdrivers. That's pretty much it. I'll change it up with some of the screwdrivers if I'm doing other work that need like a star bit. But that's pretty much it. Fits in there nicely. Which is your favorite? Conduit cutters? Side cutters? Maybe it's the adjustable spanner with the ratcheting socket on the end. Pliers. It's gotta be the cable strippers. I absolutely love the cable strippers. Or what about the pouch? The pouch is my go-to at the moment. Let me know, guys. But until next time, stay addicted to tools.